Hi, I'm Cheryl Hamada. Welcome to this episode of Extreme Homes, the program that takes you to some of the world's most unusual houses. Some are grandiose, some are minuscule, each and every one is unique. We'll also introduce you to the people who live in these awesome abodes, these quirky quarters, these surprising shelters, and we'll find out what it's like to be in a place that always merits a second and sometimes even a third glance. Today we'll be visiting a Chicago suburb known for its Victorian architecture to take an inside look at a house that's been stopping traffic since its unusual walls first appeared. Then we'll head north to Michigan to see a real sleeper of a cabin. We're going to Evanston, Illinois, an historic community just north of Chicago. Evanston is noted for old Victorian houses that grace its tree-lined streets. It's also known for embracing diversity, sometimes even in its architecture. Here we'll be meeting Andy Spatz, who, like many an architect before him, chose Evanston to build his own first home. An avid bicycle racer, Andy spotted the lot for sale while riding past, and the neighborhood would never be quite the same.
I designed and built the home. It took about, I'd say, about 7-8 months to build. The outside is clear anodized aluminum. It's a roofing panel that I used in a different way. The system is called a snap-on standing seam roofing system, which means that the batten, or the strip, snaps on and off, and if something happened and a hailstorm dented a panel or something, I can take each individual panel out and replace it without disrupting the rest of the house. At the time, it would have cost me the same as if I used clear cedar. What I wanted to do was to go with something that was permanent and maintenance-free and would weather slightly over time. A lot of people describe it a lot of different ways. Little kids refer to it as the Jetson house. Basically, the house is an outgrowth of the site, believe it or not. It's not based on imagination. I have a process, and it's based on how one moves through space. And the house starts with the car, which is how you arrive. And the house also had a great southern exposure, which opens up to a number of rear yards that have nothing in them that I felt would not change. It's very quiet on the inside. I mean, you get street noise here, as you can see, but once you get inside, and the windows are closed, you don't hear anything.
Which is a good thing, since what he might be hearing is the grumbling of his neighbors, some of whom had made no secret about their feelings about Andy Spatz's standout structure.
You know, it was my house and my money, so, you know, I didn't think I was bothering anybody. But there was a newspaper article done shortly after I built the home, and, you know, one neighbor said that they planted a pine tree, I think it was that pine tree over there, so that they wouldn't see my house from their living room window.
But as an architect, Andy does have his devotees, primarily among those who haven't forgotten what it means to have fun.
Young people like my work, which is, I would say, 25 to 35. It's a lot of fun. I got a playhouse.
When we come back, we'll take our camera inside Andy's fun house. Welcome back to Extreme Homes. We're in Evanston, Illinois with architect and developer Andy Spatz. Over the years, people have called this house by many names. One that's come up repeatedly is the ultimate bachelor pad.
That would mean that I'm the ultimate bachelor, which I am not. No, it's just, it's sort of like, it's like a loft space, except it's new construction. You enter through, obviously, the front door into a entry hall. The whole idea of the entry is it's a transitional space, and I want there to be a surprise. Your eye hits this curved wall that sort of leads you into the living space, and there's a series of other curved and angular walls that basically you end up focusing on the rear yard. And then the ceiling space sort of spins you around and gets you back toward the entry. The design isn't dead-ended, it's more circular. You have two main spaces. You have a dining area and then you have the main living space, which is where I watch TV, videos, and listen to my stereo system.
He also designed much of the furniture in the house.
When I priced out store-bought stuff, I found that to buy medium-priced furniture, it would cost me about the same as if I had it fabricated. And so I designed things and had them made because it didn't cost me any more money and they would be right for the space. The bedroom basically floats in the center of the house. It's hung from a couple of steel rods from the main beam that supports most of the house. And there's a built-in bed with a built-in end table and a TV at the end of it. The shape, just like all the other furniture in the house, is generated from where it's sitting within the grammar that's been set up by the house itself. And it's just a plywood that's been carpeted. It was very inexpensive at the time. This was the first real open bathroom I did where the shower and the tub are in basically one wet room, and the bathroom is opened up to other parts of the house. You can actually take a shower and look out the living room windows, but nobody can really see you. So it's, you know, cheap thrill, whatever. But this is a great place to have parties. We've had great parties here. I've had an anniversary party for my parents here, and we had about 150 people with a fully catered dinner and all that, and didn't even make a dent in the place. I mean, the place actually seemed somewhat empty. I was very surprised. I've done other houses and additions in the neighborhood, and one can spot my work. Because, you know, it looks like I did it. I can't explain any better than that.
Andy built this house nearly 15 years ago when he was fairly new at his profession, so we wondered whether this house still satisfies him.
As an artist, I believe that I have a masterpiece in me. This is not my masterpiece. At the time, I was not good enough at what I did to do that. So maybe 3-4 years from now, I'll do something that I feel is actually right. I mean, there's so many disciplines that one has to be proficient at. You have to be a great builder. You have to be a good designer. You have to be a business person. It's like anything else.
And one thing's for sure, Andy's next house will be anything but ordinary. I can't wait to see it. When we return, we'll be heading north to visit a cabin that's worth more than just a whistle stop.